We welcome you to the Mountaineers team headquarters as we get set for West Virginia and the University of Kansas. Along with Coach Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi. So, Coach, a much different mindset for this Mountaineer football team from the last time they went out onto the road. West Virginia went home, got healthy 2 in a row. I would imagine that they're going to come out onto this field in this game and play with a great deal of confidence.
It sure sounds like they're practicing that way, Tony, and I think a lot has to be said for that senior class. We've talked about them before. But they're just not they're not folding up those tents. They know there's a lot left out there, a lot of meat left on that bone, as they say. And I think they're really working for it. So, yeah, I think I know the coaches are working hard on game plans, and the senior class is doing a good job on the motivation and the effort standpoint. And, I think I expect a good performance.
So it is a winless Kansas team, and so one of the keys is going to be don't give them any thought whatsoever that they could pull the upset off. So a big, quick start, I think, would be very much important.
Yeah, I think motivation is always a huge thing when you're playing a team like this. And I think you kind of have to change your focus just a little. I think this time in the year, one thing I always like to do was talk about setting some goals. You might do it as units. You might take your defense and say, look, here's what we're doing so far this year. We got 3 games left. We need to increase that, set that bar a little higher. Take your offense, do the same thing special teams. And then you meet with them individually. Take each player and say, look, here's what you've done so far, but here's what I think we can do in this last 3, and it's got to start this week. So I think you do challenge them. You still have your game plans. You do all the things you normally do. But, I think you do have to work a little harder sometimes for these games than you do those Baylors and TCUs.
One guy who's working extremely hard of late is Wendell Smallwood, back-to-back career highs in rushing. He's gone over 160 yards in each of the last 2 weeks. If I'm Dana Holgerson, I'm saying, here you go, Wendell. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Well, surprising last week, wasn't it, statistically? I mean, it was really neat seeing what we had done. And guys up front, I mean, we got to pat the offensive line on the back. And then those 2 running backs did a nice job. And Wendell, of course, he's done so well on yards per carry. And he's quick. He's got burst. He looks like a fresh running back right now to me.
Well, the last time they were here, it did not end well for the Mountaineers. They vowed that will not happen again. Kickoff is set for high noon. Our pregame coverage on MSN Radio begins at 8:30. Thanks for being with us. Along with Coach Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi on the Friday Walkthrough.